everybody. Today we're going to be working on writing algebraic expressions. And so we're going to be working through 3 steps each time that we do this for all 6 examples that we have today. Step number 1 is identify the variable and define what it stands for. Step number 2 will be to determine the operation or operations that need to be used. And step number 3 will be to write the expression. So for this first example, it says Ben has 4 more marbles than Jack does. Write an expression for how many marbles Ben has. And so in this word problem, they don't give us the variable, so we get to pick our own variable. We can pick any letter A through Z. But they're asking us for how many marbles Ben has. And so that is what we're trying to figure out. We know that Ben has 4 more than Jack does. We also, how many Jack has is the unknown. And so we don't know how many Jack has, and so step number 1 is going to be pick a variable. I'm going to pick M for marbles, and M equals marbles Jack has. Because marbles that Jack has is what we don't know. The expression will be for how many Ben has. And so sometimes it can get a little bit confusing, and we have to really think through what does our variable represent. And whenever we can, we want to write more than one word. We really want to write a phrase for what our variable represents. We don't just want M equals marbles, because is that marbles that Ben has, marbles that Jack has, marbles they have all together? We want to be as specific as possible. So in this case, M represents the marbles that Jack has. Then I'm looking for translating words or math action words that mean add, subtract, multiply, or divide, because for step 2 we're determining operation to be used. And for more normally means add, and so for step number 2 I'm going to put a little plus sign, or I can write the word add for operation, addition. And then step number 3 is to actually write the expression. If Ben has 4 more than Jack does, we've got Jack's plus 4, and that is representing how many marbles Ben has. And so remember that expressions do not have equal signs, so it's really important that we plug in M plus 4 without an equal sign. And this represents how many marbles Ben has. So example number 2 says, Aliyah gained $5 from her mom for allowance and earned $10 babysitting. She then went to the store and spent X dollars on a couple of pops. Write an expression for the amount of money Aliyah has left. So here we have, they give us the variable. They tell us here are X dollars they're giving us the variable. So the variable is X, and X is the amount of dollars she spent on a couple pops. So dollars Aliyah spent on pops. Again, notice that when I found my variable, I wrote what it was equal to. I defined it in more than one word. I defined it with a little phrase, dollars Aliyah spent on pops. So it's really, really important that you don't just say X equals dollars, but X equals dollars Aliyah spent on pops. And now, when we write an expression, we're trying to decide what operations we're going to use. So she gained $5 and $10. This and here is telling us she earned 2 different amounts, so that's telling us to add. But then she went and spent, and when we spend, we know that normally that means that we're taking away money. And so we have 2 operations here. We have add and subtract. So when we write our expression, she got $5 from her mom plus $10 for babysitting, and then she spent X dollars on pops. And so the amount of money she has left is represented by the expression 5 plus 10 minus X. Again, just a reminder that when we're writing expressions for step 3, expressions do not have equal signs. We just want to double check and make sure that our answer makes sense. So gained $5, that's positive 5, and earned $10, that's a positive 10. Went to the store and spent X dollars, that means get rid of, and there's our variable X represents the dollars Elias spent on Pops. And so I feel like our answer makes sense and we're good to go.